What's going on, guys? Tim O'Dell here, Vise Unlimited. It's been a little while since I've done another video, but got the house pretty well done now, and so now let's start making some videos. So if you guys have seen here lately on my Instagram, social media, I've been doing a lot of like machining on the Fadal, and so I thought I would real quick. I'm gonna make one more part that I actually messed up on, and so I thought I'd just bring you along kind of on the process of doing that. So kind of a little bit start to finish, not real technical. I'm just gonna more show kind of the process. I'm not gonna teach you how to use Fusion 360 or run a Fadal. Maybe later on down the road, once I'm an expert at that stuff, maybe I would feel comfortable with doing that. But for right now, I think we'll just start by cutting out a piece of raw material. I'll briefly show you the program, load it in the machine, hit the start button. I think that'll be the kind of the overview of the video. So hang tight, get you guys positioned, and yeah, might be interesting. So here we go. This is the part that I'm making. It is a seat belt hole, and so basically the seat belt will run through this hole right here, kind of in a seat. I'm making some bomber seats for this Camaro, but they're going to be some pretty full containment kind of bomber seat. So I'm going to be using some billet parts mixed with some riveted aluminum metal shaped, you know, pieces. But yeah, that's the beginning of that's the kind of what it looks like, you know, in 3D on Fusion 360. So I'm going to be cutting this thing out with my Milwaukee steel and aluminum cutting saw. Also going to be using some of this wax. Works good to put on the blade, keep things from kind of sticking to the blade. All right, so there we go. Got our kind of our raw stock here. Next thing I like to do is take it over to the belt sander and just do a little deburr on it. All right, so now we're at the Fadal here. So now we're gonna load the material into the vise. First thing I need to do is get this thing home. All right. So basically, I'm gonna get in here. So I have a set of soft jaws here. Basically, they're an aluminum jaw that I made. Kind of the cool thing about soft jaws is you can cut on them, modify them. They work really good for like a fixture. You can see this one's kind of got a unique kind of contour there that I had to cut for a specific part to hold it. That's really the hardest thing about machining is work holding. Figuring out ways to hold your material, you know, while you're cutting it. But anyway, you can see there I've got a little step machined in it so to hold it. I'm gonna indicate off this top corner. This is my kind of my work offset area here, so I just want to make sure that my part is on that corner. We'll get her tightened up here. And then we got a lead hammer here. I used to kind of just give it a little tap. And then I like to tighten up this set screw here, just to kind of lock it down here. that set screw locks down this movable jaw. It locks it down to the ways, basically, on the vise. So she's tightened, she's in. One little tap. Alright, so there you go. So that is our rough stock in the vise. So the next thing we need to do on this is we need to tell the machine where the material is. The machine needs to know where this material is in space. And so what I'm going to do now is set my work offset. I'm not going to get into too much detail on this because you could do one big long video just on this particular thing. And there's also on YouTube, there's already quite a few work offset videos specifically made just for the Fadal machine. So if you really want to know how to do this, I would suggest do a quick search on work offsets and Fadal, and you'll find that video on YouTube. Alright, so we got our work offset set. Now I'm going to put this guy home. Go. And then we'll put the tool away. PC, comma 1, enter. I don't like leaving this fancy 3D sensor in the machine, so I'll kind of put it back out of harm's way. Okay, and then manual. Alright. Okay, so now we got our material in the vise, we got our work offset done. The machine is set up as far as that goes. Now I'm going to pull this little USB stick out, thumb drive. So here's the part we're gonna make. We are gonna call this belt 1. All right, so now we have it posted. Basically, it's loaded onto the thumb drive. I'll pull that out, bring it back to the machine. There we go. All right, so the program's loaded in the Fadal on the thumb drive. The Fadal is going to basically read the file off the thumb drive. So the memory in the Fadal is limited. It's an older machine, so it doesn't have a big hard drive. So basically what I'm doing is drip feeding the program to the Fadal through the thumb drive. So let's load the program, and I'm gonna do kind of like a dry run. I've got the tool out of the spindle, so it won't be actually cutting anything. I just want to confirm that my work offsets were correct and that it doesn't want to crash my part. So stay tuned for that. All right, so basically what I'm doing here is CD, 10 basically tells the machine that I want to read off my thumb drive. Then I do a DNCX, comma, and then the name of the program. Okay, so now it's finding the file on the program. There we go. So now it's ready to go. It's waiting. Blue lights flashing. Basically, it's saying I'm ready to start when you are. So get everything out of here. All right, so let's do a little dry run here and see what happens. So come over here, hit the start button, turn the coolant off. Always have your hand on the stop button. There we go. So it's kind of doing a dry run, no tool, but it looks good. It looks like I got everything where it needs to be. Appears to be cutting correctly. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so now that we know, we're cutting in the right spot, we will stop the spindle. We'll stop the program. Hit manual to kind of cancel it. Okay, now it's ready for next command. So now I'm going to put the spindle back at its home. And now I can load the tool back in the machine. So go TC, comma 1, enter. So this video, I guess, is more made just to kind of give you guys an idea of kind of what goes into doing some of this. I'll be honest, I'm a rookie CNC machinist. I'm learning as I go here. All right, so now we got the tool back in, so now we're ready to go. We got a 3/8 2 flute end mill in the spindle. But like I was saying, you know, I'm just kind of showing you guys what the process is to do this stuff. I'm not trying to really teach anyone how to do it. I kind of feel like I'm not experienced enough to be a teacher yet. But anyway, it's kind of the process. Okay, so now we did our little test cut. Everything looks good. So now I'm going to go back, do CD, comma 10. Basically, I'm waking up that thumb drive. Okay, now I'm going to load my program, DNCX, comma, belt 1.NC plus. There we go. So now we are ready. We're flashing again. Program's loaded. Make sure my coolant nozzles are pointing kind of at the bit there, and I'm going to close the doors. And I know it's a little hard to see with the door shut, but okay. So now we will hit start. There we are. That's kind of the process to get to this point of actually cutting apart. This has about a 30-minute runtime on this particular part, so I'll probably shut off the camera here, and when we get towards the end, I'll get back with you guys. All right, see ya. All right, there we go. Blue light's flashing. Part is done. So now we got to take this thing, flip it over, machine the backside, and then we'll have a finished part. All right, so we got it out of the vise. Got it clamped to the table. I'm just going to manually clean off this backside. It's really hard to hold this in the vise now. It's super thin. So I got it clamped down, and it's going to manually clean the extra 100 thou off the back. I'll have to kind of do this in like 3 bites. So I'll machine this first section, loosen my clamp, slide it over, machine the second section, and then flip it around and machine the back section. So that's always a tricky thing on these smaller parts, is to you know, how to hold them after you've machined the top side. Then you got to, you know, flip it over and machine the back. So anyway, I'll try to get the camera set up and we'll do this. All right, guys. So I got the part out of the mill. I was able to machine the back side, get all the extra fat. The part's about 3/8 thick now. So basically, this part is going to be kind of here. You can kind of see here, I've got a kind of a cardboard mock-up here of kind of what I'm doing. That's kind of a seatbelt hole. Also some other parts that I've machined. This will be a mount. Actually, will mount the seat. So that'll be up high, kind of a shoulder kind of reinforcement area. There'll be a little mount, you know, right here. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. Thought I'd bring you along with the process. Doesn't happen fast, even though it's CNC and it's whatever. It still takes time to design this stuff, figure out how you're going to hold it in the machine, what tools you're going to use to machine it. But it's pretty cool though to be able to make some parts like this. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, guys, see ya.